Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and today we're playing Oxygen Not Included. This is a brand new little alpha game. It's a lot of fun and I've had a go at it, a very unsuccessful go at it before this time, and thought I'd share this one with you. So first things first, we will pick our first three duplicants, or dupes as they are affectionately referred to as. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. So we've got B, a level 2 architect. She is naturally robust, good immune system, small bladder, not the end of the world. She's good at construction, learning, and medicine. All in all, not too bad. Decor rating, so this is her expectation of decor. She would effectively start getting stressed if the decor is not well. She wouldn't, because her rating is quite low. The next Turner, the next dupe, is athletic, construction, medicine, small bladder yet again. That's starting to add up. Also naturally robust, not too bad. Also quite low decor expectation. Then we've got grungy. She does good cooking, learning, amphibious, which is quite good to hold the breath a bit longer, and then narcoleptic, which is not great. I would like to see a bit more of a spread of kind of attributes, or good attributes at least. All too much of the same around here. So let's start by shuffling grungy. So see, red, a mouth breather. This is bad. See, air consumption rate plus 100 grams a second. Not what we want, not in the early part of the game. Flatulence, we don't want any extra gases in the base, so let's keep on skipping. Not bad, still narcoleptic, still not a good spread. Yokel means that they can't perform the research task, which is not great if you combine that with a 7 learning capability, so not good at all. Still, oh, it's not bad. Mole hands, biohazard, gets sick easily. But the rest is not too bad. That's just kind of picking up a better kind of spread of stuff, and the learning would actually help us quite a lot. The decor rating is a little bit higher. Biohazard I'm not too worried about. I don't think the sicknesses are too bad, but anyway, let's have a look. Okay, so I'm gonna go with these three guys and just get started. And well, actually, let's just go with that. It's the exact base, and let's embark on this journey. Okay, so here's our alert. Your crew has awoken miles beneath the surface of an unfamiliar terrestrial body. Oddly, they have no recollection of how they got here. It might be best to start digging. Okay, let's pause the game and have a quick look around. Okay, so what do we see? Immediately, we see we've got some water, plenty of water in the vicinity. We've got some oxalite. So this is a kind of a resource that emits oxygen, and it's only really here in the beginning, in the start of the game, because this kind of dissolves as the oxygen is emitted. Okay, but now, fair bit of stuff. I don't see too much bad stuff quite yet. So let's put on the oxygen overlay to see what we've got to deal with. Okay, so here immediately we've got some big areas of carbon dioxide. That's not great, but in our immediate vicinity and connecting all of this water potentially is oxygen, and even deeper down. So my instinct is going to be to establish this base downward and try and pull the water in a certain area, but start to develop a reservoir and then build this area kind of as the base area. Okay, I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's have a quick look at this. Basic controls, WASD, standard stuff, pretty standard stuff. Colony management. Duplicants are generally self-motivated. We can dig and use the build menu. Excellent. Okay, and our colony requires toilets. No kidding. Okay, let's get going. I'm going to switch this off, and I'm going to task the guys to start digging out this way, and so we'll do a couple of floors, and then we'll try and connect these two together to make a big reservoir of water. Okay, so let me start straight away by doing this. We'll run off, I think, all the way to there. That's some carbon dioxide. If I don't, oh, that's a vacuum. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, that's a vacuum. So we'll not go into that right away. We'll just go around here and maybe do this. Oh, what we want to be very careful for is not to dig out the oxalite. Okay, so these guys are digging, and I must say I'm really a fan of this artwork. For a brand new alpha game, this art is absolutely amazing. I really like it. Okay, digging along, digging along. I'm thinking of the outhouses, or the toilet facilities, are going to go on this side, and I might actually use this area to kind of pool some wastewater or some contaminated water. Yes, I think that's a good idea. Ah, over here is already some contaminated water, so potentially in future, if I've got a contaminated water reservoir over here, that means we can do some stuff with that. Okay, and we are immediately out of that. So what I'm gonna do now is pick a spot pretty much in the middle. I think over here somewhere is probably a good idea, and then I'm gonna go straight down through this without bumping into the oxalite, into the water, so that we've got immediate access to water. And then I'm going to start digging out this way too. I want to connect these and these so that we can get all of this oxygen together without getting too much of the other stuff in there. Okay, so let's do that. And the reason why I'm pausing the game is because even thinking too long can cost you a lot of oxygen. That's straight down, and yes, our guys are more than comfortable to go straight down into the water and work down there for a while. Let's keep going. We've got some muck roots, so we've added up our resources for some 22,000 kilocalories of food available to us. Immediately we've got some more oxygen in here, and some more oxalite that's being treated. This green stuff in here is algae, and we will be using that to generate some more oxygen with like the algae deoxidizer. Okay, keep going guys, keep going. Okay, I can probably start digging out this one. I am quite happy with a 4x4 kind of, so I'll probably do a little something like that. Dig that out, dig this out. Oof, how am I going to do this? I'm going to dig, this is not going to be too great, so let's just dig what we can here. We'll go this side, and then we'll dig out that one there. We will pick up some roots and seeds and stuff to start our plantation going forward. Don't want to go into here quite yet. We've got some skill increases, so these guys are increasing their digging skill, which is very good. Okay, now the first things first, I might have to dig this out just to get onto this side, because I need to get those toilets up and running. Not ideal. I think if I do dig them out, I will actually get an immediate quick boost of oxygen. So I don't think it's the end of the world, but I don't think it's the most effective way of doing it. So I'm gonna do it, but if it goes wrong, I knew it would. Okay, keep going, keep going. No restrooms. There we go. In trouble already. And one thing I don't want to do is ooh. Okay guys, and stop. Okay, just so immediately I need to put that on a floor of some sort. So what I'll do is I will immediately start the building of the restroom. So where is that? Under plumbing, outhouse, right there. And I'm gonna do 2 of them, and that's the outhouse area. I can actually put a seal in here in future if I, because it will emit some gases. Come on, guys. Top priority gets these things built. Keep going, keep going. Quick, quick, quick. Quick, quick, quick. We don't. The one thing we don't want to do is get some contaminated water to flow into our water source. So we'll try and not get that done. The one thing to note with these outhouses is they've got limited use, and then they have to be cleaned of, or so be emptied effectively. Not a great job, but someone's got to do it. Okay. Next thing, now that we have the outhouses, I would like to set up. I would like to set up. Might continue this way in the future, but I would like to set up some cots for the guys, just so that they can have a good night's rest. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop in 3 cots in here, so that there's at least some space to go and have a nap or go to bed when it's that time. Let's have a look at our oxygen overlay. We can see we still got very breathable gas over here. Very breathable gas, and even also down here is quite breathable. What will happen is the carbon dioxide will probably end up in little corners or otherwise fall down into the water here, unless we kind of set up an area where they kind of get pushed that way through some higher air pressure. Oh, contaminated oxygen. Okay, so let's get back into it. Come on, set up those things. Oh, and the next thing I'm going to want to start doing is actually dig out underneath and put in some tiling. They walk much faster on tiling, so we'll indulge that and get that done. The other thing I'm also quite keen on setting up, what I will do is let's do 2 little blocks like that, so if there are any gases that kind of get caught in here as an immediate effect, and they don't go straight up into the sleeping area, etc. Oh, just in the nick of time, with this bedroom area. Okay, so these guys sleep quite a while. We've got the cycle 1 report, which is telling us that we've generated no oxygen. We've removed like 140 kgs. Amazing. We've not generated any new calories, but we've removed some. The stress change a little bit, travel time, and we've had some 3 skill increases. I don't think I'll go through this every day, not too indicative, but we might see if we've got good enough oxygen generation. Okay, there we go. So the very next thing I'm going to get on to is research, but let's do this kind of thing all over. I wonder if that's not maybe a mistake, but we'll do that. So get going, guys. I want to get going on the research straight away. We need to get to some more abilities, like farming is quite important. Our food is going to run out if we don't start the farming process immediately. Millwood seeds. So there are some. Do you have some? Oh, there you go. It's lunchtime. It is lunchtime, and they're going at it. Still be quite okay. Okay, so once we've done that, we'll need to start. Our power source is quite important. First things first, a power source. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run the power. It's like a little hamster wheel where they generate power. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some batteries all the way over here. Again with the flooring though. So I'll do that, and then I'm going to place at least 1 battery in that corner over there. Batteries generate heat, so I'm going to try and keep it to the top and and out of the way a little bit, so it doesn't heat up the base too much. Okay, so first thing I'll have to connect this, and I like running the power through the flooring and along the ladders, because the dupes don't enjoy, or they don't like it when there's a lot of wires in the area. So that's that. So the next step we're going to do is going to straight into research. We've got 2 types of research facilities, the research station and the supercomputer. The one generates what's called novice research, so basic research basically, and then there's the supercomputer, which is intermediary research. I believe as this expands, we'll probably see some more advanced forms of research after this. It does sound like it with this, the top one being intermediary. Okay, so let's pop this one in here straight away. And see, there they go in the hamster wheel. Pop that in there and connect this up to the power. And that's up and running. So now, this is quite an interesting one. So we open up the research screen, and this is what I'm saying. So the first stage is effectively like farming tech, gas piping, liquid piping, and power regulation, and some interior decor. And what you can see here, we're going to go for farming straight away. And what you can see here is that this requires 20 novice research. So effectively prepared at the research station. When we go to the second tier, we've got novice research as well as intermediary research required to queue up these guys. And the third, same thing. This is quite a small, at the moment this is all that you can research, and it doesn't going to expand as we go along. So this is all we can research, and it's got a lot of stuff in there already, but I can see this expanding quite a fair bit. At the moment there's a lot of kind of resources and gases that we cannot use, and so I think that'll still quite expand a lot in this game. Okay, so we're going to start with the farming tech. So the first things first, we've selected the research we're doing, and now at the research station we have to say what the research station needs to do. So it has to produce effectively a block of novice research. So you can queue it up like this, 1 2 3, but it's kind of pointless because it'll only stop after that. So that's a lot of micromanagement. Maybe if you only need 2 or 3 blocks and you don't want it to keep going, then you maybe do that. But it also stops when you've run out of research selected, so I don't really see the point of that at the moment. But so what we'll do is we'll do continuous novice research, and we'll just kind of move our way through the research tree. So immediately when I do that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check our skills. So who I most certainly want Gus to be doing the research. No one else than Gus is going to do the research because he's going to do it so much quicker. Level 7 learning. So he's going to be out of that. He's not going to do this, and he's going to do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the other stuff off of him. So I'm not going to let him do power generation. These two can go ahead and do power generation. The other things pretty good. Gus with combat, so on. I'll leave the rest as is, but pretty much what I'm gonna stick it to research Gus only. Okay, so keep going with that. Gus, get your stuff going, and you can immediately see he runs out that up quite quickly. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, I want to include some little bits of storage, and I'll probably do that right in here. So I'll do about 2 of those. I don't want to do too many of them because they fill up so quickly, and they also generate heat. They don't use power or anything, but they also do generate heat, so I won't be pulling too many of them. So let's get that going. Get those things building. That power is still good. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to say what goes into each one of these storage facilities. You've got all, so it can sweep only, so only they don't store anything in there, but if I give the sweep order, it goes in there. Otherwise, I can put everything in there, or I can say like raw materials, raw minerals, cultivatable soil, organic, seed, filtration, medium, consumable ore. The interesting thing about this is you want to be a bit careful. So if you open this up, you can see what you can put in here. You can put contaminated dirt in here. So contaminated dirt, I'll give you one guess where we generate that. At the outhouse. You don't want to put contaminated dirt into your storage facility because that generates some contaminated oxygen. Okay, so there are some others as well. Something like, I think, oh, this is not too bad. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. What I'm gonna use this one for is what we have a fair bit of. What do we use a lot of? We use a lot of copper ore. So I'm gonna put copper ore into this one, and maybe sandstone. Let's have a quick look what we have here. Sandstone will fill one up almost by itself, so I'll not put sandstone in there. I'll put copper ore and dirt and algae. Not this, no, not that, not sure. Anyway, and that's what I'll do here. So that's in there. Oxalate and coal maybe later. Okay, so that's the first one. Keep going. The second one I'll go with like sandstone and sand, I think. Seeds. Maybe put, I'll put seeds in there, and I'll put sand in there too. Okay, so let's see how that goes. So now they'll start cleaning up the area a little bit, and effectively if they've got nothing to do, they'll be cleaning this up to fill those things, which I think is quite a good idea. Gus is banging away on the research, so he'll get this done fairly quickly, I imagine. Okay, what's our next step? So our next step will be to set up a farm. So where is our farm going to go? The interesting thing with farms is that we want it close to water. Okay, what am I going to do with the reservoir? I'm going to go it all the way this side. I might do that, to be honest, so that my base can continue here. I'll do this as a big kind of reservoir of water and throw those things in there. So what I'll get started on is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that should be. So what I'll do is I'll see if I can get the guys to start digging out some of this down here. Keep going, keep going. How far off are we? Ooh, still a while. Need to... Okay. So, priorities, let's have a quick look. So everything is priority 5 at the moment. Picking up stuff and storing it, storing food in the ration box, doing research and generating power is all going to be the same priority. All these digging tasks as well. What I like to do is I like to put the research just a little bit above, and I'll probably put the power generation up just a little bit. So we always want to have power and we always want to do research. Then the rest can go from there. Ooh, bedtime, there we go. Cycle 2 report is going. We're still not generating any real oxygen, but we are generating some power and saving that, storing that. One thing to note is that they actually, this kind of drains all the way through the night, but not at a very rapid rate at least. So it's not bad, not bad. Okay, I'll speed this up a little bit to get these guys to wake up, and then we'll keep going on this one over here. Ooh, and they're sleeping. There we go, there we go. Generate filled up so we don't go any further. This is quite good. I need to clean up. I want you guys to actually have a look at digging this a little bit quicker. That means you. Oh, lunchtime again. Yeah. Quick, quick, quick. Okay, so I'll look at the printing pond. So we effectively get a duplicate every about 3 cycles. So in the next few seconds we'll get another one. One thing that I did learn in my first disastrous game is that we want to try and keep the colony size small, because if it's too big, we'll effectively run out of oxygen and food and other kind of resources that we need to while we're still kind of charging through the research to get the stuff in place that would actually sustain the guys. Okay, let's stop it there quickly. So our research is complete. The farming tech was unlocked through Power of Science. Now we can do an algae terrarium, compost, and a planter box. So what is that? The algae terrarium recycles carbon dioxide into a small amount of oxygen, and it also uses algae, by the way, and a minor efficiency boost in direct light, so we'll keep that in mind. The other things that we've got new were a compost, so surprise surprise, we're going to put that over here somewhere so that the contaminated dirt can go in there and be turned into fertilizer. Yep, Okay, then what we also have is a planter box, and that's what we'll start using. We'll have to set up some planter boxes somewhere so that we can start farming. One thing to do that we should note is that I've kind of noticed that these plants don't mind carbon dioxide really, as long as the pressure is good enough. The pressure here is a little bit bad though, but happy there in the carbon dioxide in general. Okay, next research, we'll move straight into liquid piping, so that we can go for sanitation. We really need to move away from outhouses and then move into some proper lavatories. So keep going. Guys, why aren't you doing this? This is a better priority. Don't understand. Is it unreachable? Oh, why is that? Okay, well, what will that means? We will have to. So 1, 2, 4. We'll do that. Alright. And then probably do another little ladder down there. I might actually put the plants down here straight away. So let's let's get this dug out, and we'll keep working on this as we go. But maybe I'll cancel this for now and just gonna do that and do some digging out there. Okay, that should give us a good enough start. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do that and that. Careful not to dig out the oxalite. Keep going there. Like that guy doesn't know how to stop when using the hamster wheel. Oh, I don't know how to stop using a hamster wheel either. We're going. If I look at this, still very breathable, especially up here. Down here it's starting to get a little bit of low pressure. Okay, look at that. Okay, so our next duplicate is here, so let's select what we want. So Katrin can't dig, and she's got a bottomless stomach. She's going to eat a lot and she's not going to be able to dig, so not great. Ada is amphibious, which would be good, though unreachable area, probably not. Oh, but she can't dig, so that's not going to help us that much. Small bladder, but in general quite good. A loud sleeper, a small bladder, but also good at pretty much everything. I'm going to go for this. The can't dig is bothering me a little bit at the moment. The decor expectation is a little bit high, but we'll probably manage that. Try and manage that at least. Okay, so I'm going to go for Blanche. Okay, Blanche is our newest dupe. And actually, guys, this is where I'm going to leave you for today. So I'm going to stop it right there. I'm going to leave you here for today. This has been ExactChaos, playing Oxygen Not Included. Exactly.